It is only when we truly know and understand we have limited time on earth, and we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we will begin to live each day to the fullest, as if it were the only one we have. "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and richer experience. To those who stay put, the world is but an imaginary place. But to the movers, the makers, and the shakers, the world is all around, an endless invitation. So the only question left to ask yourself is, where should you go now?
Oh, there we go. I was muted. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am so happy and excited to be with you here on the Yep Daily. And I hope that what I talk about today will resonate with someone. And if it does, as I'm talking, please put a comment below and definitely share where you are coming in from as well. So let's talk about something that is so big in everybody's life, something that we all deal with. And if you tell me that you don't deal with it, I'm going to call your bluff. Okay. So let's talk about fear. All right. That word that we don't like to talk about. We don't like to be real with ourselves. We try to be tough. We try to be strong. I do it all the time. I try to say, nothing bothers me. I'm good. I'm tough. I'm strong. But when it really comes down to it, we have so much going on inside of us. And sometimes it's what's going on inside of us what keeps us back from being successful in our business, in our relationships, in our friendships, and just in our overall self. So it is true. Everybody deals with some sort of fear. Everybody deals with some sort of uncertainty, some sort of, they're just not sure. And I want to share 4 fears that you can overcome. You see, you don't have to live in fear every single day of your life. And I will tell you, there were years and years and years of my life that I just lived in fear. I let it stop me from doing things. I let it stop me from making friendships. I made it stop me from trying something so out of my comfort zone because I was just afraid. So yeah, put down in the chat here, what are some of your fears? Because this might be something that you needed to hear today. And I hope that my words are just nothing of me, but all that needs to be said. So I'm just going to go into it. So here are your 4 fears. And number 1, I already saw it down there. Somebody put the fear of rejection. The fear of rejection is huge. And it is fear of rejection in every way. Excuse me. Fear of rejection in family, in relationships, in friendships. But let's just talk about the fear of rejection in business. Okay. Are you feeling rejected today? And is that why you are not at the level that you want to be at in your business? Okay. Think about this. Where are you in your business? Where are you in relationships? Where are you in just everyday things in life? Now, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? Or maybe you almost see yourself, but you stop right there from going any further because what it really is that you're so afraid of being rejected. You're so afraid of something good just stopping. You're so afraid of seeing yourself just go to a whole new level and seeing yourself in a whole new light. So you need to ask yourself some of these questions. When it comes to your business, did you take as many risks as you could. Now, there's two things. There's good risks, there's high risk, there's safe risks. Are you playing it too safe because you're afraid of what the outcome could possibly be? I played it safe for so many years of my life. I was like afraid, what would people say? What would people think? What if I do this? When I left teaching, I had people tell me, "Are you crazy? You're cashing out your 401k. You're amazing insurance. You're amazing this or that. How could you leave?" But then I had to realize that they're not the ones paying my bills. They're not the ones that are living my life with me every single day. And really, the only person that's living your life with you is yourself. So you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to risk? Because on the other side of risk could be something so amazingly beautiful for you, for your life, for your family, for your business. But if you don't take that risk, if you don't take that jump, you're never going to see it because you're going to continually be right here in the same place playing it safe because that's what you're used to. So you have to ask yourself, did I talk to as many people as I could this past month? Did I post on social media the way that I'm supposed to post on social media? Did I send out emails? Did I talk to someone face to face? And if your answer is no, I probably could have done more, my friend, you're afraid of rejection. And that's not me like tough love at all because I'm like warm and fuzzy, like completely. But that's me being honest and true. Then those are questions I've had to ask myself. And those are sit down conversations I've had to have with myself. Did I do my best? And if I didn't, why didn't I? Something inside of us stops because we're so afraid, and that fear takes over us. Fear can be paralyzing, absolutely paralyzing, but it's what you do with that fear. You can live life like that and miss out on so many things. Or you could just say, I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it scared. In my life right now, I've just taken on the point and the fact that I'm just going to live life scared. I'm going to embrace it. I'm just going to say, you know what? There are so many good things coming, but if I stay right here, if I stay in my little box, if I let everybody else's opinions come in, I'm going to miss out. So I can't do that anymore. And I don't want you to do that anymore either. So how do we flip the script? So we know we've accepted the fact that probably 9 out of 10 of us feel rejected or that like fear of rejection. And if you're like, I never have that fear of rejection, my friend, you're probably not playing big enough. Ooh, mic drop, right? You're probably not playing big enough. So how do we flip the script? What do we do? Well, you need to overcome it. You need to be aware of it. You need to see it. You need to acknowledge it. And then you need to surround yourself with positivity. You need to surround yourself with reading, with listening, with audibles, whatever it is, whoever it is that can get you and help you get out of this. Somebody might help you get out of that fear of rejection that you will never physically meet. But there's somebody on that podcast that could change your life. There's a podcast that I listen to almost every day. Probably like 5 years ago, I went to a convention and Brendan Bouchard was our keynote speaker. That man changed my life in my thinking. And so I've had this like, oh my gosh, like I listen to his podcasts all the time because he has helped me in so many ways. Will I ever meet him? Probably not. And that's okay. But he has played a huge impact. So listening to him has helped me. Les Brown. How many Les Browns? You've got to be hungry. How many Les Brown fans are out there? That man can take you places. Listen to one of his YouTubes. Listen to it and let him just let you realize that fear of rejection, it's just in here. It's just in your head. You're missing out on amazing things. So flip the script. Read. Be surrounded by people that can speak vision into your life. Be honest with yourself. Be honest. What really is it? What's really holding you back? What's really stopping you? What's really making you stagnant? I can't answer that for you, and you can't answer that for me, but we're going through it together. We're just on a different journey and on a different adventure, but you're never the only one. So you need to ask yourself, if this fear of rejection is so strong, fear of rejection from people, I'm so afraid to put myself out there in business because I'm afraid what people are going to say. I'm afraid what they're going to put on my post. I'm afraid what they're going to put in my messenger. I'm afraid that one of them are just going to call me out one day. So you know what? You need to kind of slide away from those people, and you need to figure out the people that aren't like that. The people who are going to help you, the people that are going to accept you, the people that are like, no way, I would never reject you. I see you. I've got you. Those are the people that you need to surround yourself with. So you need to take a personal inventory on the people around you. And you need to take a personal inventory on what's really going on in your mind and what's really going on in your heart. And that will be the first one that you overcome fear of rejection. Number 2, fear of falling apart. Oh my goodness, this is huge. Okay, so how many of you are like, if I don't do this well, I am going to fall apart, or I'm going to fail, or I'm going to die because I can't live my life like this? How many of you are dealing with that every single day? How many of you are like, but what if I fail? What if I fall on my face? What if I lose this? It'll ruin me. What if I lose the last $10 that I have? It'll ruin me. How many of you have said that? How many of you felt that? How many of you think about that every single day? We play that horrible what if game like it's ridiculous, right? We play this what if, what if, what if. I am like the queen of the what ifs. Well, what if this goes wrong? What if I get lost? What if I lose my car in the parking lot? Because I do 9 times out of 10. What if, this doesn't work? What if Facebook never turns back on? All right, Hala, did you see Facebook yesterday? Those what ifs are going to exhaust you. Those what ifs are going to drain you. So, what if you fall flat on your face? What if you lose the last $10? What if somebody makes fun of you? What if you decide to be real with what you're feeling and how you think? What if you actually do succeed in your business, but you've had a little hiccup? See, the beautiful thing about the what ifs is there is a tomorrow where you start over again. There's a tomorrow that's waiting for you and accepting you and forgiving you. I used to be so afraid of failure, and there are times it creeps back in. But I look at it now as I didn't fail. I failed forward. And I'm so grateful I failed forward. I learned valuable lessons. And what am I going to do differently the next time? So I wear a bracelet every single day. Okay. And my bracelet says, what if I fly? So instead of saying, what if I fail? What if I fly? What if I finally have come to the point where I am ready to spread my wings and accept who I am? And accept that there are amazing things right there, but I might fall a few times. But you know what? There's going to be somebody there to reach out and pick me up. Or I'm just going to get stronger as I do it, and I'm going to get myself up each and every day. Everything we do is a test. Everything. And unfortunately, we're not always prepared for every test. We're not always prepared for what life is going to throw at us. I am like one of the most punctual people, okay? I get nervous, anxiety attacks, you name it, when I'm late. Like I get like in my, like I'm like shaking inside. I'm like, okay, I gotta leave at this time. I gotta be here. And I had to realize like there are certain things you can't control. You can't control traffic. So you have 2 choices, having like crazy road rage or just sitting there and breathing. You can't control what's going to happen in your life. You can't control the people that come into your life, come out of your life, the situations that happen. You can't control your business. You can't control that sometimes there's months that are just going to plain out suck, to be perfectly honest with you. And then there's going to be that month where you're like, I didn't realize my business was going to boom in this way. I didn't realize I had what it takes. I didn't realize that I'm working with people. You see, you can always come back from the fall. It's those of you who don't let yourself fall, who cringe, who are unsure. You're not going to come back from the fall because you have nothing to come back from. It's not forever. Every season you're going through, every fear you're feeling, every upset, disappointment isn't forever. So true. It may not be what you want right now. Your business may not be where you want to be. You may not be, buying that new car, grabbing that new purse, going on all these luxurious trips that you've really wanted that are on your vision board. And you're like, I keep looking at you, but you're not any closer. That's today. But tomorrow is a new day. And the day after that, and the day after that, those are all new days. What if you say, this might just work? This might be the turnaround for me. What if you're in a business that you have so close to walking away from, but if you just stick it out, it might just work and change your life. It might leave the legacy that you've been wanting. So I want to challenge you. Every day, we should be thinking about our gratitudes. Every day, we should be thinking about what we have and being grateful for and taking a moment just to breathe. We should be doing that every day. But we also should be taking a fear analysis every single day. What scared me today? What am I uncertain about today? And though you may not know the answers of the outcomes, and though you may not know how to get out of that feeling, but you're acknowledging it. And that's the first thing you need to do. You need to acknowledge that there is some fear, and you need to acknowledge that you may not have all the answers, and you need to acknowledge that you are not in charge and you are not in control. And sometimes you just have to throw your hands up and say, whatever, it's okay. That is what you need to do. If you can't fix the fear, which a lot of times we can't, just acknowledge that it's there. Write it down. There's no reason why you can't have a notebook for gratitudes. And here's today's fears. It's not being negative. It's being acknowledging. Here's my fears for today. Here's what's holding me back today. I don't know how to fix it, but I do know it's here. So I'm just going to continue to write it down until this fear just goes away, or I get this crazy superpower where I'm like, I'm just ready to go. And I'm just going to face this fear head on. That's what it is. It's facing the fear head on. And there are days where that fear will overpower you and paralyze you. And then you're going to wake up the next day and be like, no, I'm done. I'm done. All right, I could keep going on and on, but I only have a certain amount of time. Number 3, the fear of being vulnerable. So over a year ago, I became a speaker on an amazing challenge that we do here with Yep. And I had to become vulnerable. I shared my story one of the first times, and it was a tearjerker, and it was hard. I held things in from my past for years. I held in that I deal with anxiety. I held in that I had a learning disability. I held in that in 6th grade, 3 girls pushed me in a corner and beat me up. I held in that a professor in college made fun of me and told me that I will never make it as a teacher. I held in people's thoughts of me, people's, fixated thoughts on me. I held in being so insecure, so broken. But do you know what happens when you hold that in? You miss the blessing of helping somebody else. You miss the blessing of serving someone. You miss the blessing of having your heart so full because you helped someone else. It's really hard sometimes to be vulnerable. It's really hard to acknowledge that we are all broken in some way. But you need to own your story. You need to own who you are. It's part of you. I can never erase the things that have happened to me. But what I can say is I have gone from broken to beautiful to broken to beautiful, and I'm going to continue, and nobody's going to stop me, and nobody should be stopping you. You shouldn't be ashamed of your past or where you come from or who said this to you or who said what. You need to realize that that fear of being vulnerable is probably holding you back. I realized that for so many years, I didn't want to tell my story. I didn't want people to think this of me. I didn't want people to know this or make fun of me or be like, wow, I would never have thought that of you. I didn't want to hold that in anymore. And really, what it did when I finally allowed myself to be open and I finally allowed myself to be free, it unlocked this door that I never knew existed. It came and hit me so hard that there are so many people out there to bless and so many people out there to serve. And when you take your eyes off of you and your past and your failures and your mistakes and you become vulnerable and serve other people, watch how much you are going to grow. Watch what you have. Watch what's coming for you when you decide to just let go and be you and be who you are and love you, love your story, love the person that you are, love what is happening in your life right now, and stop looking for the reason to cut it off. That's what being vulnerable is. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to open up. It's hard to let someone see you cry. It's hard to let someone see who you really are. But you don't know who really needs to hear that right now. That will completely change your life. You have no idea. But unless you do it, unless you become this person, it's going to hold you back. And you're going to be held back in so many ways. Your freedom is literally right in the reach of your hand. All you have to do is go for it and reach for it. And the last one is the fear of success. Do you know there are so many people out there that are so afraid of success? It is so common. The fear of success, the fear of something good happening to you, the fear of allowing yourself to be happy. So many people fear that. I think I've feared that for a long time. And we don't even realize it, but yet we're on like this hamster wheel and we just keep going and going and going. I'm just going to live my life. Like, I'm good. I don't need this. I'm good. I'll make an excuse. I'm good. I'll push it to the side. I'm good. But when you really take that inventory and you really see what it is, you're really not that good. You're really not that strong. That fear of success is holding you back from something incredible right now. It's okay to be successful in a business that's not a 9 to 5. It's okay to be successful from sitting at home in front of your computer. It's okay to work from your cell phone. It's okay to send a mass email out and be successful, or go on and do a live, or share through stories, and all of a sudden people are watching you and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've been watching you for so long. I want what you have." It's okay. And you need to let that resonate with you. You need to unlock that door and say, it's okay. I'm going to break the mold. We're so used to living and being in a certain mold, and it's hard to get out of that mold. Well, the only way you're successful is working like this and slaving, and you can't take more than a week's vacation, and you can't do this, and you can't buy that. Why not? Why not? Why can't you flip your own script? Why can't you just say, that's your story, that's not mine? That's your journey, that's not mine. What are you seeking? What are you wanting? What are you trying to do? So, how do we overcome the fear of success? Visualize. This one was really hard for me. Really, really hard for me. I was one of those people. Everybody else can be happy. Everybody else can have a smooth ride. Everybody else can, be a 6 and 7 and an 8-figure income earner. Everybody else can, not me. I'm safe in my zone. I'm safe in my zone and nobody can hurt me. I'm not putting myself out there. I'm safe here. But I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I wanted that feeling so badly. I wanted that hope so badly. So what did I start doing? I started visualizing. So a number of months ago, I said, when I reach this certain rank in my company, I'm going to go to the Louis Vuitton store and I'm going to go buy myself a Louis Vuitton because why? I wanted this forever. And you know what? For a really long time, I never got it. You know when everything kind of changed? It changed the day I started visualizing it. It changed the day I started acknowledging it. It changed the day where I literally was like, I can see what I'm wearing. I can hear my voice probably going like ridiculously annoyingly nasally because I'm so excited. And I'm looking around the store and I can smell the leather and I'm feeling things. And then they hand me the bag and I'm going, oh my gosh, like, did this just happen? And you know what? It did. And I went to the store and I saw what I was wearing and I had the annoyingly nasally voice and I had the biggest smile on my face. And you know what? They handed me the bag and I felt accomplished. I started visualizing myself walking across a stage as a top leader. I started visualizing myself supporting myself and my daughter. I started visualizing myself being happy again. I started seeing what's really there. So as I leave you guys, I want you to think about this. Stop overthinking. Stop making it complicated. Start having a dream. You deserve it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that this resonated with one of you, and I hope that you have the most beautiful day.